Michele Granberg here. Welcome to Positive Energy. It's time to ignite your soul. I love to showcase musicians who offer positive messages with a spiritual twist. On this show, my special guests are Sharon Silverstein and the Peace Project. They play kirtan and sacred song in an upbeat folk rock style. Let's take a look.
Experience the healing tone and abide in the octave of love. Experience the healing tone and abide in the octave of, abide in the octave of love. We are here to expand and grow.
So welcome. I'm happy to welcome Sharon Silverstein and the Peace Project to Positive Energy. Nice
Thanks
to
for
see
having
you
us.
guys. Thank you all.
for being here.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. So I love the music and it resonates with me. And every time I hear you play, I cannot stop singing the songs for days.
That's
it's
really good.
That's what you want.
Nice.
It's very powerful music. So I'm glad you're here to share the music with us and to tell us a little bit about yourself. So let's let everybody do that. Introduce yourself. We'll start with
All
you,
right.
Sharon. Tell us about yourself, your background.
I'm Sharon Silverstein. I graduated with a Bachelor of Music degree from Mason Gross School of the Arts, Rutgers University. And I taught band for about 15 years, 7th and 8th grade band.
I did not know that.
Really? Wow, we know
That's
each other
awesome.
a really long time. Well, that was...
I just learned something new.
Yeah, so my main instrument in college was French horn, but I always played guitar and sang and really enjoyed that more. But they didn't have that at school to choose, guitar in whatever grade it was, 3rd grade or 6th grade. So I chose French horn, and actually I chose trumpet, and then I switched to French horn. So graduated from college and went out teaching and always composing though and singing. And then quit my job twice, gave up tenure twice, and then came into running my company, Living at Peace.
Right.
Yeah, and you've known me since the inception
I have.
of that company.
Yeah. So it's been about 15, 20 years?
2002.
2002. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So great musical journey.
Yep.
Good.
And we did a CD back in 2006, not with the same cast of musicians, but and a live CD it's called, with Sharon Silverstein, the Peace Project, and did a CD in between the new one that's coming out called Chants for Peace in 2011. It was a home studio recording, and it was just me on that CD.
Right.
And now I get the pleasure of playing with like these awesome musicians for this
These
CD.
guys sitting to your
Yep.
right.
And we're missing 2 people, so if I'll introduce the missing people later.
Okay.
But yeah, so 2015 is going to be Octave of Love CD.
Yeah. Exciting to watch and see where it's going and where it's going to the future. Well, Vincent, introduce yourself. What do
my
you
name
do?
is-
What do you play?
Yes, my name is Vincent Pierce. I'm the percussionist in the group. And yeah, I play all different kinds of percussion from around the world percussion, and also drum set. And I've been playing music most of my life.
So, do you like being in Sharon's band?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the
He has to say
Just
that,
checking.
otherwise he doesn't get
Just checking.
he doesn't get rehired.
Now he gets the paycheck.
yeah, of course. No, it's always really nice, and she treats us nicely.
Yeah. Cool. Well, great. And Kartikeya, tell us about yourself and what you play.
I am Kartikeya, and I play with Sharon. I play the halo and hung drums. You'll see they're unique new musical instruments, actually.
Right.
And I'm fortunate just to have them. They're difficult to get, and fortunate to play with Sharon, who lets me play them to their full potential, really, in this band, and kind of breaking some new ground with them, which is really exciting.
So you play with others as well? Anything else you want to mention about where you play or what you play with others?
We all do lots of different things.
Yeah.
And so I play drum set, I play some keyboard with Girish. He's pretty well known. But just locally, we all kind of network and play with different people, different times. And but this is a great thing I'm excited to do, is play with Sharon. We worked together, I don't know, it was almost 8 years ago, a little bit, and then fell out of touch, and then just sometime last year just had a so-called chance connection and reconnected, and now we're doing this, so it's really great.
Brought together. Great. It's great to see you as a staple in the kirtan community. So.
Oh, thanks.
Awesome. And lastly but not leastly, Ian.
Thank you. Thanks, Michele. Thanks for having us. I'm Ian Kenselaar. I play upright bass in the group. And I actually came into the group when Sharon invited me through her son Jared, who's on the CD playing Trap Kit. And, I was really thrilled to be involved from the start. And we're excited to be on here today. Thanks for having us.
Nice to have you.
He also plays electric bass on some of the singer-songwriter tunes on the CD.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So you wanted to mention the two folks who unfortunately are absent today, Jared and Andrea.
Yeah,
So.
Jared Silverstein, my son.
So proud.
He's 18 and he's...
How many moms play in a band with their son? Not many.
I can only think of like the Partridge Family if you want to go back.
They're not even a real band. See? You're the only one.
I don't know, I can't think of any. You guys can think of any? No.
There must be some others.
Yeah, I was really grateful for the process to be able to work with him and my son, and to be able to collaborate and communicate in that collaboration really successfully. So he wrote the drum charts for the tunes and recorded with us. So he can't be here today because he's at college.
That's a pretty good excuse.
He's at Juilliard, yeah.
He's at Juilliard.
Yeah, he's a little busy.
Yeah, so he's slacking off just a little.
Yeah, he's not very focused in that way.
Not at all. Hasn't achieved much already at his young age.
So, and then our flautist who couldn't make it is Andrea Brockfeld.
Well known.
And she's a well-known, world-renowned flautist, jazz, Latin jazz. She actually has a new CD out too as well called Lotus Blossom. So
little shout out for Andrea and her new piece that she's got out there as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's describe your music. Even though you're going to play, you play kirtan and sacred song. I know that you also put it in the category of new age.
Yeah.
When you're looking for a category, if you have to categorize it, which is not always easy, upbeat, motivational, folk, and rock style, and I call it music with a message, music with a spiritual message, music that teaches as well. That's how I look at it. So what other words do you use to describe or categorize your music and differentiate it?
Exactly that,
Well, I got that from your Facebook page, so I didn't just make that up.
Well, I wrote that then.
No wonder it sounds familiar.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the nature of the music that I like to share with people has the quality of teaching something within it. I'm an innate teacher, and I've been doing that a really long time, and I love that the vibrational frequencies of the lyrics and the music that we put to the lyrics helps to carry that message of the lyrics, the words, into the person's psyche, into their cells, into their vibrational beingness, so hopefully it awakens something within them. And
so it's both the spoken word that's being used as well as the vibrational language. The vibration itself is a conversation in some ways to people.
Yeah, well, English is everything is vibrational. Everything at the molecular level is vibrating, so it's all alive. So it's a constant reflection for us.
So for people who don't speak the frequency language a little bit and aren't as familiar with chant or kirtan or sacred song, say a little bit about that. How would you explain that to someone who's a little kind of green and doesn't understand what kirtan is and sacred song is? How do you explain that? Well,
Sanskrit is a vibrational language first, and then a communication language second, and not too many people speak Sanskrit as a communication language at this point, but the mantras, which are one or more letters of Sanskrit put together, becomes a mantra, and it's purposely put together so to move the psychic energy, the prana, we call it, or life force energy, through the psychic energy channels and through the nadis of the body, so as to awaken us to our true nature, love. It's to heal us. It's to calm our minds. You know, Sanskrit has that ability to do that. So when we put it to now a vibration of music that its intent is to heal, it's even more powerful.
Yeah. I mean, every time you bring intention, and the intention of this is to heal, right, to awaken, right. So it's a spiritual practice in and of itself. So your songs mostly weave both kirtan with English, which is fairly unique. How did you come?
Well, you know, for this CD, I purposely picked the tunes that had the Sanskrit and the English because I wanted people to know, who are not familiar with Sanskrit, to know what is it about, you know, or not so much what it is about, but what is it trying to evoke within me, you know. So that's why I chose to put all the tunes on this CD have English, or they have English and Sanskrit together, and the English part kind of gives meaning to the Sanskrit if you're not familiar with the Sanskrit.
Yeah, and I think you'll capture a wider audience who might not have listened because there's some English. I'm not gonna understand any of this. They're gonna maybe be a little more comfortable with it as well.
There's quite a few kirtan artists now that are, you know, putting the English with the Sanskrit, and I don't know what their intention is. I'm looking over to Kartikeya and you guys all play with, you know, other kirtan artists. So I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
It's like you said, it's just part of the inspiration, and it's the English kind of, I would say, is like a reflection of the meaning or the intention of the Sanskrit. It's maybe not literal, but it's meant to kind of be a reflection of that.
And I think it's
I love the way you blend it. I mean, that's all I can say. I think it's just a perfect blending of both.
And so whether you come to the music only understanding English or only understanding Sanskrit, it gives you a place to connect. And that's the important thing, is that the music's helping you to and assist you to connect in a place within yourself, so that you can connect with people around you, nature. I mean, we're hardwired for connection. Yeah.
Well, I love the fact that you're right on the leading edge of bringing kirtan, I think, more mainstream. You know, and letting people know. But because yoga is so mainstream, and I think that this is maybe the next piece of that. This is the next big thing, and we hope so because it comes from the heart and it comes from the soul. So your songs also carry some profound meaning and messages and sort of themes throughout that you and I sort of, maybe not just you and I, we call them universal truths. Things that you can count on, things that are true about us as more than bodies, things that are true about nature. And there's just themes of peace and healing and unconditional love throughout your songs, which, you know, I love that. So reflect that, say something about that as well, sort of the main theme throughout your music.
Well,
I mean, what inspires you, I guess?
Well, what inspires me is taking a hike in the woods. That's so inspirational to me. So there's the rhythm of the hiking, and then it kind of evokes, you know, some kind of rhythm within me, or, you know, seeing something in nature, you know, triggers, you know, some kind of lyric. And I always carry my phone with me and press record and then put it down and then kind of piece it all together eventually, or sometimes it just comes all at one time. But nature is my biggest, I think, inspiration for writing.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And,
I imagine you sitting in meditation too, and it comes to you.
Sometimes. Yeah. So this CD is called Octave of Love, and it's actually not out yet, but hopefully by the end or mid-November. And all of the tunes, all the tracks on this CD, in some way talk about love or have some kind of message about love. Oneness, connection, we are the one. These are all tracks from the CD. So
it's sort of all you need is love.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean,
already taken. So.
Yeah, well, actually, it's funny that you mention that because I actually throw that line, all you need is love, on our version of Hare Krishna mantra, the Maha Mantra.
Nice.
So, and that I actually wrote with a Beatles type flavor, you know, to it. And then so I threw that line in there, and all you need is love.
The Beatles were very spiritual. And
Yeah.
we know that. And so there's lots of spiritual themes
Yeah.
that go deeper into their music. So for you guys playing with Sharon, what's that like for you? Given that this is such a, there's so much meaning in her songs. You know, what does that do for you? I guess. Anybody want to comment at all about that?
Sure, I'll speak. I'm fairly new to this. I actually have mostly a jazz background, which is where I met Jared, and I've played in other groups before, like Turkish folk groups, and you know, it's things that are very similar. And of course, when I play music in almost any context, I feel a certain sort of, you know, a strong emotional connection to what's happening in the rhythm. And so, you know, initially when Sharon brought me onto the project, I didn't really understand what I was playing, but eventually, you know, I got to really experience.
Yeah. And you feel connected with it.
Oh yeah,
now.
absolutely.
See that?
Anyone else?
Yeah, well, the vibrations of the Sanskrit language actually came from within us, you know. So those sounds of the language were heard through deep meditation, moving through the psychic energy channels. So you can't not
Yeah.
be moved
Even
by
if you
it.
don't know intellectually
Yeah.
about it or what's
Yeah.
happening, it's still something that happens on that cellular and energetic level. So speaking of that, what are the things that people say, what they experience when they listen in large groups or in small groups to your music? What are the benefits?
Mhm.
Why would anybody want to come and listen? I think.
Well, it's
Huh?
it's energizing for one. It's also, it moves you to deeper connection emotionally, spiritually. There were people when we got done playing at Pennington Honor Yoga. There were people crying, you know. So it's helping them, you know, and assist them to move through emotional blocks, maybe, to connect with something within themselves, you know, that maybe they lost that connection along the way. But that would be my goal or vision or mission, is to help assist people to connect to that deeper place within them.
I would jump in to answer
Yeah.
that question and just say it's great music. Sharon writes really great music, and she brings together great musicians. I feel lucky to play with these guys and Sharon and Andrea and everyone else.
I agree.
And it's just really fun to play the music, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The music has a lot of substance to it, and it has a lot of variety. I don't know how to describe
It
music
has
because
a
I'm
lot
not
of
a musician.
variety.
It does.
in
The
this
harmonies
CD,
and the.
The CD has, okay, you're going to help me with this, right? It has, I keep saying calypso, but it's more like a bolero, the way Jared played it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it has like a bolero feel to it, you know. Shree, the one we'll play, but we didn't have drum set here today, but, you know.
This version is kind of like a bossa nova more.
A bossa nova,
Yeah.
yeah, because you're playing it on the cajon. So we run from that to a reggae, to more of like a folk rock feel,
Nice.
to
Hip hop.
really, yeah, it's kind of
like funky.
Little
it's
bit.
kind
Is
of
that the
going in
only
that
genre
direction.
that's not in there?
Like almost like a hip hop feel was like that
Yeah.
last song that
With a little
that I
rap on it,
wrote,
yeah.
a little rap at the end, a funk feel. You know, I just love all different kinds of music. I
Yeah.
listen to so
Very
much
eclectic.
variety.
You're
So I like that, you know, and hopefully
tell.
it appeals to a wider audience because of that
Yes.
reason. Maybe, you know, even if somebody just likes one track on the CD, it's like, oh, good, you know.
Well, let's give a little plug for that. I hope that people will go out and buy. It's not out yet, but it will be out very soon.
Very soon.
Sharon's new CD, which is entitled Octave of Love. And from that album, you're going to play something now. You mentioned Shree Ma. So
Shree Ma.
say what the meaning of that song is that you're going to share. What's the
Well,
message?
Yeah, the vibrational message of Shree Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma is J means victory to the mother. So the mother meaning, well, Shree is like the mother, the grandmother. Nature, our earth, we call her many different names. Lakshmi, she sustains us. A lot of people associate Lakshmi energy with prosperity, and money, but it's really abundance. And that abundance is all around us,
Right.
and we need to take care of her, because then she'll reflect back to us, that abundance. So it's a chant to the mother to love her and honor her, and that you can also, in the English part says, you can take your hurt, whatever is hurting you, and you can give that back, the vibration back to the mother, and she'll transmute it and transform it for you into a higher vibration.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's feel that.
Okay.
And I want to thank all of you actually now for being here. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for being on Positive Energy. We'll see you soon. Okay. But now we're going to hear Shree Ma with Sharon Silverstein and the Peace Project. Enjoy. I love it. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thank you, Sharon Silverstein and the Peace Project, for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. Special shout out to Princeton Community Television and Sharon Alice Murray, my director. Remember to be kind to one another and join me next time on Positive Energy.